We were so excited heading out from Dubai for our honeymoon in Italy. After setting off at 7:40 a.m, it was a short flight with Fly Dubai, and we were over the Mediterranean Sea and into the beautiful Naples, the birthplace of pizza. The end destination was Sorrento, and we decided to take a private transfer to the hotel, skipping the packed train and enjoying the beautiful view. It was about 90 minutes to the hotel, and our driver was really friendly and helpful, providing an inside scoop on the area. It wasn't too long and our goal was in sight. We stayed in a Marina Grande, which is a fully functioning fishing port with a real charm to it. Have a good look at that view. Our main motivation here is food, and we headed off to Amarania Sandwich for a panotto and a beer. We were not disappointed, and these guys have a real passion for what they do. Check out that cheese ball. Safe to say, this was about as legit as it gets. Italian leather and craftsmanship is world famous, so of course we were in the market for some sandals. Some amazing design in the store, and these guys have been perfecting their craft for 75 years. Sorrento is a beautiful coastal town, and although we were a bit tired, the atmosphere kept us going. After a short rest, we headed up to town for some dinner at Forno, a well-known and highly recommended restaurant. We enjoyed some of the fresh local food available. Tomatoes just hit different in Sorrento, and we were keen to tuck into some pasta. On the way back to the hotel, we made a pit stop for Sunset Aperol Spirits at a nice little bar called Agua. Sorrento has a beautiful vibe at night, and we were happy to be there. The next day, we had plans down at the beach and started making our way over. One thing about Sorrento is that there are so many steps, something we were quite thankful for to keep the pot belly away. During the summer, the place can get a bit busy, so in the early morning, it was a pleasant change to have the place to ourselves and take in the ancient winding street and beautiful scenery. Bagni Salvatore was our destination today, a beach club surrounded by ancient Roman ruins and sheer cliff Sorrento is known for. We got down there for about 9 a.m, and apart from the fish, the place was empty. The water was a bit chilly for sure, but was so clean and refreshing. It was about 60 euros for 2 people, and for my money, worth every penny. The staff are really friendly, and the views are to die for. On to lunch, we headed off to Il Monazero, a local fish restaurant in the Marina Grande, and the perfect spot for people watching. All of our food was caught on that morning, and some of it still alive. We were absolutely starving after our morning swimming in the sea, and they didn't disappoint. We started with a bit of fritto misto or fried calamari and prawns, and then had a super lobster linguine along with a spaghetti vongole. After lunch, we wandered up to the historic center to have a look at some of the sights, including the main piazza, Piazza Tasso, and the Chiostra della San Antonino at the Sorrento Cathedral. Being near Naples, it would be a sin not to have a bit of pizza, and Frankie's is the best in town. I believe the owners are English-Italian, and they run a tight ship. After probably the best Caesar salad I've ever had, we tucked into some mind-blowing pizza. Such a simple dish, but made with the best ingredients and a lot of love. Having a bit of sweet tooth, we had to grab a cheeky gelato on the way home from Fresco Sorrento, which is a top recommendation. The next morning, we were off to one of the highlight destinations of our trip, Amalfi. I would say the best way to get there from Sorrento is the ferry. It can get a bit crowded, but the other option is the bus, and the roads here are insane. Plus, you'll never get these views looking back onto the coast. It was about an hour or so to Amalfi from Sorrento, making a short stop in Positano where a lot of people get off for the beach clubs. After a short stop, it's only about 15 minutes to Amalfi, the gem of the coast. We were only here for a few hours or so, but really made the most of it. Amalfi is steeped in history and culture, with a ton of sights to see and food to eat. The main attraction is the Cathedral of St. Andrew the Apostle. If you are a bit thirsty, feel free to take a sip from the fountain in the main square, or piazza to the locals. We headed up to the cathedral and were blown away by the 800 years old marvel of Italian architecture. Entering through the cloister of paradise, where ancient noble families once practiced their faith, we were amazed by the scene of peace and tranquility it provided. During historic wars and uprisings, some parts were vandalized, but much of the ancient artwork remains in its original form today. This was a place of infinite and timeless beauty. The cathedral has a museum of holy relics of the Catholic Church. It was crazy to see the wealth and the quality of these crafts in such a wonderful setting. The level of details that went into all of this work is seriously impressive. After taking in as much of the history as we could, we headed down into the crypt of the cathedral. It almost felt as if the beauty of the building was increasing, and honestly speaking, it's a lot to take in. We walked through the resting place of one of the apostles of Jesus Christ. Through the crypto, we headed into main cathedral, which is just as impressive. After visiting cathedral, we headed to Tabar Bombino, tucked away in the hidden piazza away from the main street. Seafood is always on the menu, with a seriously tasty octopus. For main, we had some bluefin tuna Italian style and the local delicacy scagliatelle.
Take your bite, baby.
We even had some lemon cake and limoncello for a dessert. After a while, it was time to head home, and as it was hot, we stopped off for some more gelato. The ferry back to Sorrento was pretty crowded, but there's plenty of space and everyone's fairly well organized. Bang Delfino was our dinner spot for evening, offering gorgeous views onto Vesuvius. We had these gorgeous crusted scallops and the red prawn tartare to start, and of course pasta for main, sea urchin for the missus, and the lobster for Mr. Have a look at that! Clean plates all around, and I think this moment gives you an idea of how special the food is here. We've got a lot more to show you of this beautiful part of the world, including the clear sea of Capri and mysterious ruins of Pompeii. Stay tuned!